if you're an Islander fan, there is a lot of boos, including from yours truly. No, ladies and gentlemen, it isn't Lou, it is Boo, as the Islanders strike out again. As Alex, a.k.a. 5'7" speed demon, is heading not to New York, but Detroit. Somebody reached out to me this weekend and said, I'm sorry about Alex DeBrincat. Pretty much taking shots at the Islanders as they failed to get their guy, and he heads home to Detroit as Steve Yzerman gets his. So I am not happy about that story. The Islanders were one of only 2 teams that had a chance to get him now, and of course the Islanders strike out and another team hits a home run. NHL insider Elliot Friedman reported Sunday that the Red Wings acquired Alex DeBrincat from the Senators for winger Dominik Kubalik, defenseman Donovan Sabrango, and a conditional first-round and fourth-round pick. DeBrincat signed a 4-year extension worth about $7.87 million per year that will start in 2024. DeBrincat is 25 years old and had 27 goals and 39 assists and 66 points with Ottawa last season. DeBrincat has 187 goals, 186 assists, and 373 total points in 6 years in the NHL. DeBrincat grew up in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and the Red Wings have missed the playoffs 7 years in a row after having a record streak previously of making it to the playoffs for 25 years in a row from 1991 to 2015. What did I think when this trade came out? Lou Lamariello has absolutely struck out the last 3 years in the offseason, trying to bring in free agent scorers or even trading for scorers in the offseason. He has struck out completely. And now another miscalculated thought on him or the Islanders being one of the favorites to getting him, as Detroit was always the favorite of getting him because he wanted to go home and he's going to get a chance to play for his Detroit Red Wings. So thank you to Lou Lamariello. Thank you to the Detroit Red Wings and Stevie Yzerman and all those wimps over there. I am disgusted.
Yeah, and we've seen Steve Yzerman do this in Tampa a lot too, where they build up really nicely, and he's done the same kind of thing with Detroit. He's drafted very well for the most part, and a lot of those young players have made instant impacts, and that's allowed them the last 2 years to be able to swing for these bigger free agents in the beginning. Last year, they were able to get some nice players. They re-signed Dylan Larkin last year, who they almost traded, but they were able to hang on to him, and that was an incentive for somebody like DeBrincat to be able to pair with him at that point to make this kind of trade, because they had the cap space. They were a lot like the Islanders, where they had so many bad contracts for a while. They shed them, and now they're able to bring in somebody like that and pay him right away. And because he's a restricted free agent, didn't have to give him up much either.
$7.87 million? I thought he was going to get $9 million.
And Kubalik is a good player. Kubalik, who was with Chicago, actually with DeBrincat at the time, when they both came up together, was a 30-plus goal scorer in the past, but has had some injury issues. That's the only thing that was kind of weird, because you would think they want to pair them together, but I guess they didn't want to have to trade somebody like Lucas Raymond, another younger winger, one of their young defensemen that are very good. So maybe that's why they had to do it. But beyond that, the value was really good. Just one conditional first-round pick, which either their or Boston's pick, and then a fourth-round pick, and just one prospect defenseman.
You're telling me that the Islanders couldn't offer something better
They
than
definitely
this?
could have.
I don't understand this. I don't understand what Lou's trying to do. Is he trying to throw a couple of scraps, or is he trying to feed a bunch of wolves? I don't know what he's trying to do, because if you look at everything that Lou Lamariello has done the last couple of offseason, he struck out. Every single one of them. He could have traded for Matthew Tkachuk in the offseason last year. As a matter of fact, he tried to. But after what Florida was offering, why would the Calgary Flames ever think in their wildest dreams to trade probably for the garbage the Islanders were offering from what the Florida Panthers were going to give him? The Florida Panthers gave him a ton. Matthew Tkachuk so far looks like a slam dunk. But at the time, the Florida Panthers looked like they were winners. And there was no way in hell that the Islanders were going to be able to match that trade and all those prospects and all those players that they offered. When you look at this trade and you look at Kubalik and Donovan Sabrango, a first-round draft pick and a fourth round, which probably will be a late teens/20s. If they're as good as a lot of people think they're going to be, they're a borderline playoff team this year, they're probably going to be in the late teens, early 20s. So that pick is going to be probably nothing. So this was a slam dunk. Because Alex DeBrincat is one of the better young offensive players in the league. He's not a big guy. He's 5'7", but he's one of the faster guys in the NHL. He has tremendous hands. He's got tremendous speed. And when you look at the league and how the league has transitioned, it's all about speed and all about the footwork and the hands that some of these players have.